Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. This presentation focuses on Diagnostic Trouble Code, DTC P0404, which indicates an EGR valve circuit range or performance problem. The EGR, exhaust gas recirculation valve, plays a significant role in reducing emissions by recirculating a portion of the exhaust back into the engine. This process helps in lowering combustion temperatures and thus minimizes the formation of nitrogen oxides, NOx. In the Honda HR-V from 2016 to 2022, this DTC can potentially affect the vehicle's performance and lead to increased emissions. It is crucial to identify and address the issue promptly, as a malfunctioning EGR valve can lead to poor fuel economy and engine performance issues. In this presentation, we will explore a detailed diagnostic approach to resolve this error, starting from the initial verification steps to specific component checks and potential repairs. The EGR valve system consists of multiple components, including the EGR valve itself, which is primarily located on the engine. Its function is to redirect exhaust gases back into the intake manifold to be reburned, thus improving efficiency and reducing harmful emissions. A performance problem indicated by DTC P0404 suggests that the EGR valve may not be operating within its normal range. This range is crucial as it determines how effectively exhaust gases are recirculated. The EGR valve position sensor plays a key role in monitoring the position of the valve, ensuring that it opens and closes at the appropriate times based on engine demand. Failure of this component or issues in the wiring harness can trigger this error code, necessitating a thorough diagnostic approach to confirm the root cause of the problem. Several potential causes can lead to DTC P0404. Firstly, a faulty EGR valve itself may not be able to open or close properly, resulting in incorrect exhaust gas recirculation. Additionally, wiring issues, such as shorts or open circuits in the EGR valve circuits, can disrupt the signal to and from the EGR valve, triggering the DTC. Another possible cause is a malfunctioning EGR valve position sensor, which may not accurately report the valve's position, leading the engine control module, ECM, to believe that a performance issue exists. In some cases, carbon buildup within the EGR system can mechanically obstruct the movement of the valve, further complicating the situation. These factors must be considered carefully during the troubleshooting process to isolate the exact cause of the error. Symptoms related to DTC P0404 can vary, but often include a noticeable decrease in fuel efficiency, as the engine might not be operating at peak performance due to improper exhaust recirculation. You might also observe a rough engine idle, where the engine may run unevenly or sputter, particularly during low-speed conditions. Increased emissions warnings may be displayed on the vehicle's dashboard, indicating that performance issues may lead the vehicle to fail emissions testing. In some instances, you may experience performance-related symptoms such as stalling, hesitations during acceleration, or engine misfires, which may be traced back to the EGR valve malfunction. Recognizing these symptoms can help target the diagnostic efforts and lead to an efficient repair. The first step in troubleshooting DTC P0404 involves verifying the problem effectively. Begin by turning the vehicle ignition to the on mode, which powers the vehicle's electronic systems without starting the engine. After that, the diagnostic and programming tool known as HDS, Honda Diagnostic System, should be used to clear the existing DTC. Clearing the DTC is essential, as it allows a fresh read of current conditions when the engine is subsequently started. Next, start the engine and hold the engine speed at approximately 3,000 revolutions per minute, RPM, without load. This tends to simulate conditions under which the problem may arise. Keep the engine at this speed until the radiator fan activates, indicating the cooling system is functioning properly, and then allow the engine to idle. After this, proceed to perform the EGR test in the HDS under the inspection menu to evaluate the status of the EGR system. In this second troubleshooting step, you need to first turn the vehicle to the off lock mode to ensure all systems are powered down safely. Disconnect the EGR 5P connector, which is responsible for connecting the EGR valve to the vehicle's electronic control module. Once disconnected, proceed to measure the resistance between two critical test points on the EGR valve side. Focus on test points 1 and 2, which correspond to the EGR valve 5P connectors number 3 and number 4 terminals. With the vehicle in the off mode, a resistance reading of 100 kiloohms or more is required to indicate a healthy circuit. If this resistance meets the expectation, the next step is to replace the EGR valve, as it suggests that the valve's electronic component is malfunctioning. If the resistance is lower than expected, you will move on to step 3 to conduct further checks. The third step involves another resistance measurement at the EGR valve. Ensure the vehicle is still in the off lock mode with the EGR 5P connector disconnected. You will now measure the resistance again, this time between test points 1 and 2, corresponding to EGR valve 5P connector number 2 and number 4. Achieving a reading of 100 kiloohms or higher signifies a correctly functioning internal circuit within the EGR valve. If the resistance is satisfactory, it confirms that the valve is faulty and should be replaced. Conversely, if the resistance is inadequate, proceed to step 4 for open wire checks, which will further help to diagnose the circuit integrity and any issues that may exist within it. Step 4 involves checking for continuity in the power ground key G line between two specified test points. Ensure that the vehicle is in the off mode and the EGR 5P connector is disconnected. The 2 points you will check are EGR valve 5P connector number 1 and body ground. Continuity in this aspect confirms that the wiring is intact without any breaks or failures. If you find continuity, it indicates the PG wire is functioning correctly, allowing you to proceed to step 5. However, if there is no continuity, this strongly suggests there is an open circuit in the PG wire between the EGR valve and ground connection. Addressing this issue is critical prior to further diagnostics on the EGR components. In this 5th step of the troubleshooting guide, it is essential to jump the SCS short circuit switch line using the HDS tool to eliminate or confirm potential circuit problems. After this, disconnect the PCM Powertrain Control Module Connector C, specifically the 51P variant. Next, you will check for continuity between the EGR valve 5P connector number 5 and body ground, which will help in diagnosing the EEGR wire exhaust gas recirculation for possible shorts. Ensuring continuity at this point can help you decide the next course of action. If a short is discovered in this wiring, it should be corrected to restore proper circuit operations. If there are no shorts, you should then proceed to the next troubleshooting step to further investigate the connection between components. The 6th troubleshooting step requires checking for continuity again, but this time between PCM connector C, 51P, number 5, and EGR valve 5P connector number 5. Make sure that the vehicle remains in off mode and all appropriate connectors are disconnected. This step ensures that the EEGR line remains intact, which is essential for the proper functioning of the EGR system. If continuity exists, then the wiring is functioning correctly and you can move forward to the subsequent step. If continuity fails, it points towards an open circuit in the EGR wire between the PCM and the EGR valve. Addressing this wiring failure is paramount to ensuring that the EGR system receives the signals it requires for proper operation. In Step 7, the troubleshooting method requires removal of the EGR valve from the engine compartment to inspect and clean its functionality directly. Effective cleaning removes carbon buildup in the intake manifold EGR port, which is known to obstruct gas flow and impact performance. Utilize throttle plate cleaner for both the port and inside the EGR valve, ensuring all passageways are free from soot and deposits. After cleaning, it is important to reinstall the EGR valve correctly and reconnect all electrical connectors. Once you have done so, proceed to turn the vehicle to the on mode. Reset the powertrain control module, PCM, using the HDS, and perform the idle learn procedure. Finally, select the EGR test within the inspection menu on the HDS to evaluate if the issue persists or if the problem is resolved. The last step in the troubleshooting process involves substituting the original EGR valve with a known good component to verify if the previous EGR valve was faulty. Start by reconnecting the EGR valve 5P connector to the new valve. Then, turn the vehicle to the on mode and again reset the PCM with the HDS. Perform the idle learn procedure to ensure system adjustments are made for the new component. After these steps, once again execute the EGR test in the HDS inspection menu to check for any remaining issues. If the results are satisfactory, it indicates the original EGR valve was indeed the problem, necessitating its replacement. If the error persists, further investigation into the PCM or software updates will be required to rectify the DTC P0404 effectively. Final repair verification for DTC P0404 is essential to ensure the issues have been resolved effectively. Start by confirming that all previous repairs and replacements were done correctly and that no further DTCs are present in the system. If additional diagnostic tests were performed, assess the findings to ensure that they align with expected parameters. It is advisable to conduct a comprehensive test drive under various driving conditions to confirm that the vehicle operates without triggering the P0404 code. Make sure that the EGR system is functioning within specifications and that any symptoms have been addressed. This step is crucial to restoring the vehicle's performance and ensuring reliable operation. Preventive maintenance is a key strategy to minimize the risk of DTC P0404 recurring in the future. Regular inspections of the EGR system can help identify any signs of wear or buildup before they escalate into major problems. Keeping the intake system clean is equally vital, as carbon deposits can accumulate and block the EGR pathways. Using good quality fuel also plays an important role. It reduces the chance of contaminants that cause premature valve failure or deposits in the EGR system. Lastly, establishing a routine maintenance schedule that includes these practices will enhance engine performance and longevity while ensuring compliance with emission standards. In conclusion, understanding Diagnostic Trouble Code P0404 is essential for maintaining the efficiency and emissions compliance of the Honda HR-V between 2016 and 2022. By following a structured troubleshooting process, technicians can systematically isolate and resolve the issues affecting the EGR system. Regular preventive maintenance is a crucial component, as it can reduce the likelihood of similar errors reoccurring in the future. Being proactive with cleaning, inspections, and using quality parts contributes significantly to long-term vehicle health and performance. Ensuring proper functions of the EGR valve and associated circuits not only helps with compliance, but also enhances the driving experience overall. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.